And I think we're live. Looks like we are receiving video signal. Hello everybody that's here. It looks like we are officially live. Happy Saturday, happy St. Patrick's Day. If you guys are doing anything for St. Patrick's Day today, so I actually have did you Mod Shop? Did you seriously? Hold on. First off, it's on speaker. Let me change this. Do I not have oh my god. Dude, the stream, how are you even at your computer that quick, man? Well, good morning, good afternoon to you, Mod Shop. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Crazy. Hey, what's going on, Ryda? Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody. Mod Shop, you're crazy. What are you doing for St. Patrick's Day, man? I have another 3D printer coming in today that I was going to actually do for today's stream. Leave it on speaker. It sounded good to me. Oh. Okay, well, we'll do that then. Speaker. High definition audio device. I think that's on speaker. So yeah, I have another 3D printer coming today via UPS, which originally I was going to save this one for like 2 weeks from now when I got back from Murph, but I'm not sure when it's getting here, so I figured I would unbox this one because if it's not till late at night, sometimes UPS delivers here like 6 o'clock, so I didn't want to wait that long. So yeah, what we've got in front of us is the M3D Micro, but it's the Plus. So for those of you that don't know, the M3D was a Kickstarter printer that was on Kickstarter years ago, and I don't know too much about it. I know that it got backed by a ton of people. I'll show you guys a little picture of it. It got backed by a ton of people, and then I've seen a ton of hate over it. I was looking in like the Reddit, and it's just a lot of negative stuff. But at the same time, like I know that Angus from Maker's Muse did a video on the version 2 or the Plus, which is what I have here, and he was kind of saying negative things about it, and I looked in the comments, and about 2/3 of the comments were actually people that said they owned it and that it wasn't all that bad of a printer. So we'll see for ourselves. The Micro is not the same version as this one. This is the Micro Plus, which has fixed some of the issues with the Micro. The Micro had, I know, insanely slow printing speeds of I think 20 millimeters a second, while I believe this one does 60 millimeters a second, which is still not a speedy printer, but essentially what you're getting is a pre-built, ready to go 3D printer, and their target is to make it where you just essentially take it out of the box and it's ready to print right away. So they said they included a heated bed along with some filament, so we are going to unbox it, take a look at how it looks, and get it set up hopefully pretty quickly and just get some prints going on this, so that way we can see for ourselves what it's all about. So let's go ahead and go back to the video. Yeah, this just showed up this morning, so I'm super excited. I might end up live streaming tomorrow too. It just kind of depends because next week I won't be here. I'm going to Indiana for Murph, so I would like to get some videos or at least some live streaming done for you guys, but we'll see. It just kind of depends on what's going on tomorrow and things like that. Not a damn thing, just another day for me. Yeah, I've actually never celebrated St. Patty's Day. Other than, like, I mean, to me it's just the day where you wear green, otherwise you get pinched supposedly. And when I worked at the bar, we sold green beer. But other than that, like, it's just a regular day. Last year though, because I've never had corned beef, which I guess is the food of the holiday, if you will. And my family never made that, so I didn't know what the heck it was. And I had that here last year because my friend and his wife, who were out of town, Uber Day. Yeah, everybody's gonna be Ubering around. Hey, what's going on, 3D Electro Nerd? But yeah, I had it last year for the first time, and it's okay to me. Like, I wasn't crazy about it, but it also wasn't bad. So It's definitely not in my top foods. I'm gonna really quick take my sweater off because it's chilly outside, but it's warm in my room with all these lights on and stuff. Ugh. Plus, I got a cool shirt on. I got this from work, and I gotta support my 3D printing nerd for Mr. Joel Telling on stream. How much does it cost? I don't actually know. So they said to me that they are changing the cost of it. I think right now it is $349. But I believe they told me that the price was dropping this next month to $249. So, which I think is a much more, I think it's a much more realistic price for this. Because again, when this printer first came out, at least the original one, which is not the Plus, it was kind of like it was a big deal because there was not budget 3D printers, years ago, and so to be able to get a 3D printer for $300 or $350 was a really good deal. But now with all these other 3D printers out there on the market, it's not that crazy of a deal anymore. Dad, Winter out, off to work. See you later. Oh, you gotta work on Saturday? All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good Saturday, bro. So yeah, so now there's a lot more obviously competition on the market where you can get a large printer. I mean, you can get a CR10 for $380 on a good day. Oh, Uber. Got you. Yeah, today's gonna be a good day for doing Uber actually, because the rates are probably gonna be really high with everyone drinking. Get paid with all them drunks. Well, hopefully you have at least friendly drunks, man. Good luck. So yeah, I think that $250 price tag is gonna be a much more reasonable one to ask. And again, the difference between this and I suppose like China kit is that one, as far as I know, there's no assembly at all. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Enough talking about it. You are the first YouTuber that actually answered my question. Thanks a lot. Huh? That's weird. Sorry to hear that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're going to YouTube channels with a lot more chat going on or something like that. But yeah, on my live streams, I try to answer every question or comment. Modshop can vouch for that. Sometimes I don't even get to do much on stream because I'm just answering things, but that's fun. That's why I'm here. So here's the box. It says Micro Plus 3D printer. It's got 5 different colors. I mean, if you look at how small this box is, like in comparison, here's my hand. The whole printer is inside of here. This thing is puny. It says unprecedented quality at an affordable cost. Innovation in technology materials have led to the creation of a micro motion sensor and ultrafine 0.35 stainless steel nozzle. Achieve high quality print consistency every time with built-in auto calibration technology. Simply download models, focus on bringing your creation to life. Enjoy safe and quiet operation. Thanks to advanced silicone insulation, ceramic heat, and low noise motors, the Micro Plus is everything certified and is perfect for consumers everywhere. Whew. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on this side, which I don't know if I'll go through everything, but you've got the printer, the software, quick start guide, USB cable, country-specific power adapter, M3D software, online support, printer specifications, direct drive extruder, ultrafine nozzle at 350 microns, X and Y position accuracy is 150 microns, Z layer thickness is from 50 to 350 microns, movement speed up to 60 millimeters a second, print with 175, designed for use with 3D PLA, tough 3D ink, and third-party filaments, which is cool, so you don't have to use their filament if you don't want to. Carbon fiber motion rods, tough stainless steel motion rods, internal cooling fan, rapid ceramic heater, and a 20-watt listed power supply. And I think that the carbon fiber motion rods was one big upgrade that they did to the original one as well. So the print area is not very big, 4 inches, 4.4 inches by 4.3, but for a beginner and something small form factor, it still could be really, really cool. And I do a fair amount of printing that is actually within that 4-inch range. So we've got, okay, so I have 2 power supplies, and I believe that was because of the fact that they included a hotbed, which is not standard. It's like an upgrade. So I think one's for that and one is for the actual printer. I think they're identical. Yeah, they are the same exact power supply, so you don't have to worry about like one going to one and one going to another. You got your standard 3D printer USB cable that comes with just about every 3D printer. This is probably our hotbed. is our definitely our little heat bed. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Maybe if I show it on this camera. It's nice, I got an extension for this camera here, so it's a little further out. I feel like you guys have a better angle than before. So this is our little build platform, which again, though, it's still, I mean, you can fit something pretty good on here if you consider the height too. But yeah, this is our little heater board with our cable that will attach into one of these power supplies. So we'll go ahead and put this off to the side for now. Also, we've got an instruction manual, operator's guide to using the micro heated bed accessory. So we'll put that off to the side for now. I will definitely look at that. We'll at least give it a fair chance so that way I don't destroy it in initial setup. We've got the download the user manual and software from printm3d.com/download/micro+, and we've got the unit, which is even smaller than the box. And one thing I actually like again, I understand that the small build platform could be a super big turnoff for people that want to print things of large scale. But for me, if this thing can print pretty damn good, it'd be fun to have this literally sitting on the corner of my desk or something like that, just because of how small it is, for maybe working on tiny little prototypes. Even if they're not at full scale, I can at least get an idea before I take them and use more plastic on a bigger printer that I have. So we will see. Let's go ahead and cut all this bubble wrap out. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, what's up, Chris? I just watched your video on the Octoprint, installing the Octoprint, like 3 instances on a Raspberry Pi 3 with 3 webcams, which was really cool, man. I actually watched it at work. I always get to work really early, so I was sitting in my car and I was like, I gotta watch this. It's a really good video. Also super cool because it's something that I have wanted to do for a long time. When I first set up Octoprint quite a few years ago now, that was what I wanted to do. I was like, man, I don't want to have to spend the money and get a separate Pi for each printer. But I don't think at the time there was much of an option to do so without some serious tweaking. But yeah, it's wicked cool, man. Yeah, dude, you getting excited for Murph, man? I mean, I've been excited, but I haven't really been thinking so much about it, especially with like my new job. I've just been kind of busy, but now that it's so close, I'm definitely like getting really excited for it. Everyone's kind of posting stuff. I know Joel's working on his massive RC car, and Chuck has got his Filament spool go-kart he's bringing, I think. So it's starting to get a lot more exciting with all this talking stuff going on about it. This printer is so small. Like, I don't think I own a ruler anymore. Like, I don't know where a ruler would have gone, but I mean, if you see my hand, look at the size of this printer. Like, my thumb to my pinky pretty much grasps the whole printer. So, that's pretty nuts. Hey, Chris, quick question. How are you liking the Delta, the monoprice Delta mini printer that you did the other day? Because I watched a fair amount of it, and I think I even watched some of the archive. But have you done much printing with it since the video, kind of testing it out? Yeah, I'll be at the Matter Hackers booth, man, because I'm actually going there with Matter Hackers. So I am sure I will see you. I'm planning on looking for. I think the people I know that are going are Chuck, Travis and Heather from Apiro Design, Chelsea and Garrett from Chaos Cortec, Japman's going, James from Print and Play, you're going, Daniel's going, I think M3D's going, who am I missing? I'm missing like a few more people. I mean, there's gonna be a ton of people. Yeah, it does have a plastic frame, which is very interesting. It's a solid plastic frame at that. I don't know if I can it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to probably show it through, my DSLR when I shoot videos with it later. But yeah, it's basically got an all plastic frame. It's very solid for an all plastic frame, I will say. But yeah, it's plastic nonetheless. There's like no, I don't feel any flex at all in the frame. And it's got tiny, tiny, tiny little lead screws, I want to say they are. They don't look, they could be just threaded rods. It's really hard to tell. Got microscopic belts. I mean, super small. It's basically everything that a 3D printer has, but like way smaller. There's some 3D printed parts too, but I'm not sure if those are just to hold it in place via shipping. I kind of think they need to pop out. But before I do anything, let me look a little bit. It's not bad. Bed leveling is a little off, but it's a small size. It's a small size, makes it work out pretty well. It's currently not working with Octoprint at the moment for some reason. Huh, interesting. I don't know, did I ever... I don't think I ever set up Octoprint on the Monoprice Mini either. I just don't think I tried to because it had the SD reader, and I wasn't using it for most of my larger prints, obviously, due to its small size, but it looked really cool. I actually have a... I have a Delta coming in today. I'm also really excited to build. Let me see if I can find it. It's this guy, which goes for, it says 220, but it goes for 200 on the company, through the company, called the BQ Magician. And I hadn't heard much about it, but the company contacted me and I started doing a little bit of research, and it looks kind of cool. It's completely assembled, so you take it out, it's got auto bed leveling. One thing that the Monoprice has over this one is that it does not have a heated bed, so it's just going to be a PLA machine. But the print quality I saw in the few review videos I found looked pretty impressive, and so for 200 bucks, it's funny, today's like mini printer day, because we got this guy, which again is, I mean, super tight compared to my head. I mean, it's so small, and this guy's a really little printer too. But yeah, I'm really excited to just kind of test it out and see how it kind of fares. So yeah, we'll see. It looks interesting. I think this one though also has just like a plastic injection molded frame, while I believe from seeing your video, the Delta, the Monoprice one has like a metal frame of some sort. Seems to work with the Mini fine. Delta must be a little different. Huh. I don't know. I if that Delta ends up being like pretty solid, I might end up getting one, because when it first was announced, I was super excited for it. So I don't know, I just didn't like, after the initial announcement of it, I didn't hear much about it, and I think a lot of people were really excited for the Monoprice Mini Select version 2, like the black one with some upgrades. And then when I saw your video on it the other day when you were streaming it, I was like, oh shit, like it actually, like it's finally here and released. So it doesn't come with any manual. I also thought that it had an SD card slot, but it's not looking like it does. Let's go to the website here, see what kind of stuff they give us. So it's gonna be under M3D. That's funny, I type in M3D and your that Mini Delta comes up, which is not their brand at all. It's kind of funny. So it's under print M3D, nope, .com /downloads /micro plus. Let's see, software and manual. Let's do both. We'll do English. Oh, okay, we'll open that in a new tab then, and then we'll download their software. I heard that with the first one, attempt to use the software while the software is capable of explaining it is intended for the Micro Plus. I heard with the first one that you had to use their proprietary software, so it'll be interesting to see with this one whether it's the case. I did see that there is a custom firmware you can flash to this printer, which will allow you to use Cura and things like that, which if it doesn't work natively, I'm sure I'll end up making a tutorial. Cannot complete device driver installation wizard. Okay, interesting. Let me pull the live stream over here so I can see you guys. Okay, we saw that. Downloading the M3D. Please visit. We did. Software. Computer is not ready to. Please allow your printer to update the most recent firmware. Do not turn off your printer. Connect and power the M3D. How do you? Oh, you do remove those. Be sure to remove the gantry clips. Okay, so those are the 3D printed parts. These look decently nice. I don't know what material they're printed in, but I like the look. Let me see if you guys can see this. They're just little clear. Maybe I like it just because I haven't really printed in clear. So it looks pretty cool. Let me go back to here so you can see what I'm doing. So there's just these little clips on the corners kind of holding the gantry in place. So we'll move those out of the way, take the tape off of the, oops, don't want to open that. I will say, it does definitely get cute points out of all the 3D printers I've ever had in. I liked the Monoprice Mini, but this definitely does have like a cute factor to it. It's just so small. I wish I had the Monoprice Mini still, so that way I can do like a side-by-side of just how small this guy is. I think the whole form factor is like 8 inches by 8 inches, like everything, which is wild. Alright, so we've got that. Let's also look at the plastics they sent me, because they said they sent me some cool stuff. So this is called Tough 3D Ink Yoga Green. So I don't know what kind of material that is. And this one is called ABSR3 and it's blue. And I do remember reading, I believe this one is like a modified version of ABS, so I think that it has the strength of ABS but can be printed at similar temperatures to PLA. And then this guy, I'm not sure about the Tough. This actually might be flexible. We'll see in a little bit here. Let's get the printer all kind of set up here. We did that. Insert the provided cable to the USB port at the back of the printer. So we will do a print without the heated bed, since that's how it comes if you don't opt for the heated bed, and see how that goes. And then we'll do a print with the heated bed. I just want to see how it performs without a heated bed at all. Oh, come on. Alright. Kind of short. It's not too short, actually. I don't even know if I'll have a second plug for the heated bed. I think this is the only... I've only got like one spare down here. Alright, let's run this cable here into here. Nice, we've got LEDs. Looks pretty cool. I am a sucker for LEDs. Alright. Here, making a noise. Oh, it's probably the little fan. If that is the fan, that is the quietest fan I've ever heard. Damn. Okay. This one looks like the original version. Maybe sells for $200. Not bad. So yeah, the footprint is the exact same as the original one, but I've heard that they made a ton of improvements since the original one. I know that the original one literally capped out at like 20 millimeters a second, so things would take ungodly long amount of time to print. This one is supposedly able to print up to 60 millimeters a second. It also has, I believe, different arms. So these ones are carbon fiber, while the original ones, I have no idea what the original ones were. Amongst a few other things, which again, I thought one was an SD card, but I don't see an SD card slot on here. So again, if this one's not compatible with, well, if I keep it on my desk, I don't really care. But if I don't, then I'll probably throw a Raspberry Pi Zero in here to make it where I can just use it wirelessly. But we shall see. So that was step one. Insert the provided. Okay, so USB cable
Insert the other names cable on your computer. Insert the provider genuine. Do not use another power supply. Plug the country Pacific. Okay. Let's actually just use. I've got a longer USB cable down here that'll work. What is that? Oh. I do wish that, so like with the heated bed, how they have a separate power supply, it would be cool if when you got the heated bed, they sent you a beefier power supply. So that way the hot bed would plug into the M3D and then the power supply would plug into that, if that makes sense. So that way you don't have to run 2 cables to the printer. And it's not the end of the world. And I'm sure not everybody getting this is planning on even getting the hot bed due to the fact that, you know, again, PLA is primarily what I print with, but if you want to print with something like PETG, then I'm sure you'll want that. Okay, filament installation is accessed by selecting the 3D ink button on the top left corner of the M3D software. You'll be guided to install filament externally and internally. Okay, would you like to, let's go ahead and pop up the, I'm going to show you guys what I'm seeing on the screen real quick here. Okay, would you like to make the default program for opening 3D models? No. Okay. Your printer's firmware must be updated before you continue. Update now. Well, that's cool. It looks like it obviously detected my printer if it's already telling you it needs to be updated. Because the driver, it said the driver failed to install, but that's obviously not the case. So, cool. Alright. So that was easy setup. We literally took everything out, plugged everything in, and we're here. Again, their UI is super simplified because, again, I think the target, that was kind of cool. I think their target is, you know, beginner 3D printing. Let's see, 3D ink. Looks like your printer doesn't have any ink loaded. Insert filament. Set the new... Okay, so if you use their filament, they have profiles preset, which is kind of cool. Again, their goal is to make things easy on beginners. So let's just do, like... We'll try this one. The tough 3D ink. We'll do tough, actually. So there's a little code on the spool. So TGB, I don't know if you can see it or not, but essentially you just type it in and it should select the profile for you. What color is your filament? It is just yoga green. Bam. Next. Please select spool size. I would assume this is a micro spool. This is definitely, I'm not seeing this as a pro spool. Is this a new spool? Yes. Warning, flexible filament can only be inserted externally. Ah, so this is flexible filament. That's what I thought. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna insert externally. So there's actually, the filament can go, I saw this the other day. There's 2 options. The filament can actually go in this printer under the bed. It's hollow, so the filament can literally be below it if you want to keep that small form factor. Obviously, if you're doing that, then you're limited to words here, using their filament. While if you do externally, you can do other filament. Let's cancel this. Insert filament. Let's try this one. Because I just kind of want to print regular first. KOT. Next, color is going to be just regular blue. Okay, next, it is a micro spool. Is this a new spool? Yes, we'll do internally. Please wait, moving the print head to the proper place. Oh. I totally goofed on that. I didn't take the foam out, guys. The printer was trying to move, but it couldn't because there's foam. Awesome. We're going to restart that because I definitely screwed that up. Hey, what's up, Cairo? Happy Saturday, man. Happy St. Paddy's Day. So we've got movement. Hey, what's going on, Bezalel? Love from Israel. Thank you very much, man. Sending love back from California. Shitty, man. I think we should probably cancel this and redo it just because I screwed up. My brother's calling me. He always calls me when I start live streaming. I don't understand it. It's like he doesn't really want to talk. So he's like, okay, he's live streaming. I can call him now. I know he won't answer. It's insane. I don't understand it. Okay, micro spool. Is this a new spool of filament? Yes. We're gonna go internally. Okay, now it should be homing. Okay, I think it thinks it's already done. I'm gonna unplug it because again, I think that I threw it off its groove by doing what I did. There we go. All right, back in. You need to find somewhere that is serving corned beef and cabbage. That's funny. I heard it's really easy to make. We were talking about it at work yesterday, and one of my coworkers said you literally just like cook the shit out of it, and that's how it goes. But yeah, I have no idea how to cook it. I'm not a very good cook. I mean, not that I'm not a good cook. I've never attempted really to be a cook, so I'm assuming I'm not a good cook. I think I would not be a very good cook. Currently putting Kirby for friend with legs for the meme event. I almost purchased M3D at one point because of how simple it seemed. Yeah, we will see. This is, again, the M3D Micro Plus, which is like their newer version of it, which there's not very much info on online. So I'm pretty excited to see how well it performs internally. Okay, now it's homing correctly. That's kind of funny because that's what one of my buddies told me. So it doesn't use end stops. The motors just literally crash into the corners until I can't go any further, which is interesting. But I mean, if it works, it works. I just don't know how good that is for the life of them. We'll see. Okay, push the printer bed backwards to unlock it. That was easy. Lift the print bed up to reveal the compartment underneath. It's so cool. I don't know if you guys can probably see that. Unwrap 1 meter of filament so it comes out, and feed it into the filament tube all the way. Where's the filament tube? Ah, there's the filament tube. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. Well, I just did it right now, so it wasn't very loud, to be fair with you. I don't think there's a lot of weight in the extruder or in the hot end. So, and also the corners are plastic and maybe the material, but I don't know. It definitely did not make a lot of sound. Like if you have, like a normal full-size 3D printer and you've ever had one of the axes not stop at the end stop, it makes like a pretty loud like sound. It's much quieter than that. And I think the fan is running right now, and it's so quiet. Like if I was in my bed, which is 5 feet away, I don't think I'd be able to hear it at all, because I'm sitting right in front of it and I can't really hear it. So this is one of the spools of filament they sent. I'll show you guys this. It looks pretty cool. It reminds me of like it's a translucent blue. So that's a pretty cool looking. So let's go ahead and see if I can do this. Okay, well I bent the piece sticking out up pretty good, so we'll go ahead and cut that off. It is a very pretty blue. I haven't actually printed with much translucent. I have some PET G that I've been really wanting to print with. Okay, so I'm basically, you guys can't see this, but there's a little tubing that I'm shoving the plastic in with my hand. So it's going in, pushing it, 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 pushing it. Alright, I don't feel like I can go any further. I'm not forcing anything. I'm going to drop this in here. Okay. So the spool is literally in the printer now. Next, please wait while the nozzle is heated. Okay. Wonder how long it's gonna take to warm up.
I would think not that long with how small it is, but we'll see. Let's show you guys. Let's show you guys how this is going. My brother. I'm not even sure what temperature it's actually heating up to. I mean, it knows what it's doing because it's like there's profiles preset into the software for that code I typed in, but just being me, I'm kind of just curious to see what the temperature is that it needs to go up to. So I'm gonna make a video on this, but for those of you that were here last week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. Was last week? I think it was last week. If you remember, I was 3D printing a Bowser. I'm gonna make a full video. I think I just said that, so I'm repeating myself. But I was 3D printing a Bowser on the Trunk CX5, the original one, not the new one. And hold on, like kind of excited to show you guys this. So, oh, it's loading. I probably didn't have to do what I did because it's probably gonna spit out a bunch now. While it's doing this, I'll show you though. So the first Bowser, his arm fell off. Hopefully you guys can see that. And there was some terrible, terrible shifting. I think you can see it probably on his side. It was just awful, like so bad. So I started thinking about what the hell could have caused it. I'm not even sure if the filament loaded correctly. Has the new 3D ink exited the nozzle? Like a little bit. Well, do you know to make it do a little bit more? I mean, it's like, it's got such a tiny bit. I wonder if that's all it's supposed to have. Doesn't feel like it's gripping. Hold on, before I continue with my Bowser story, let me get this figured out. Maybe I was supposed to shove it further up the tube. I was trying to I'm trying to be safe because I don't want to break it like on my own. Perhaps I had that too sharp. Let me kind of cut this filament. Okay, we'll try this again. Printer's now loading it through the internal port. We need to push. You continue to push 3D into the tube to make sure it's all the way in. Okay. So I'm assuming I just didn't. Doesn't feel like it's taking. Interesting. Okay, well, back to my Bowser story, then I'll troubleshoot a little bit. One of the teachers got a Monoprice Select Mini and has been printing the crap out of the glow in the dark, and I wanted to warn her it could ruin the nozzle, but it was all over when she spammed Lucky Cats. I'd say just the amount of wobble the trunks he had. Well, no, okay, so that was the first thing, right? And so then I was thinking in my head, like, what the heck's going on? And I knew, again, we knew that the bed had wobble, but I was like, that's really insanely noticeable. Like it's like it's terrible, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So then I started thinking about it and was like, okay, well, I had this spool of filament on the ground, not on a holder, and the head was just pulling it. And normally that's fine. My printers can handle that. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, most of my printers are Bowden setup, and so the weight of the filament spool is being grabbed way prior to it actually hitting the nozzle and the hot end. So on this one, because it's a direct drive, the weight goes directly on the head of the printer where it's moving. So maybe the weight of it was causing it to be thrown off. So I threw together a little like jerry-rigged filament holder and attached it to the top. I hit reprint, and this is what happened. If you can see it, let's see. Wait, there we go. So look at, if you can see Bowser's head, it's like literally pancaking, and his arm fell off again, or kind of like his thumb fell off. So then I was like almost at the point where I was telling myself, okay, I'm gonna give up. Like this printer obviously is bad. But then I started watching some YouTube videos on like Japman and another guy that have the Tronc CX5, and they were able to get decent prints out of it. And so I started thinking to myself, maybe I'm trying to print too fast, and maybe that's it. So I printed a little rocket ship with the slower speeds, and it turned out really, really good. Like very good. I was impressed. I was like, oh wow, did I just solve the mystery? So I reprinted out Bowser, and he turned out freaking awesome. He's not perfect, but the imperfections are primarily due to the support material. I don't use a whole lot of supports, and it was kind of complex geometry, and I definitely used overkill on the supports, but there's no layer shifting at all, and the print just looks really, really good. And so after that, I printed out a bust of Batman, which also turned out just awesome. So the printer can print, even with its wobbly bed. You just have to print at realistic speeds. So I think I slowed everything down to about 50 millimeters a second, which again, I know is slow, it's not fast, but the quality is pretty damn good when you slow it down to that speed. It actually matches this printer kind of. So I'm gonna have a video on this eventually, either in a quality test or a review of this printer. But for those of you that hung out last week, I wanted to at least show you kind of what the end result was, and that I've been doing some printing with it this last week to kind of check it out. All right. Hey, what's up, Matt Mods? Welcome, dude. Hey, I have a Ryzen. Ryzen? What is Ryzen? I don't know. What is that? 3D ink. Yeah, it's like their trademark of it. But I'm not able to get it to load, dude. Internally, it doesn't seem to want to load. Let me see if I can load it externally. We'll see if that works. I'll worry about troubleshooting it later. I just kind of want to see it print more than anything. I don't really plan on printing internally. Oh, I have a Ryzen. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Matt. I don't know why, just the way you said it, I thought it was like a game or something like that. Let me rewrap this. I do plan on printing mostly with the external, but I don't want to like justify that the internal is not working, because for some people they might want to use internal, so it should definitely be working. But let's try this again. KOT, it's blue. Next, micro spool. Is this a new spool? Yes, we're gonna do it externally. Okay, it's heating up the nozzle again. Cheat code of Filament? Yeah, dude, it's infinite ammo. If you type that in, 5-star infinite ammo, God mode. Yeah, so this thing is compatible with third-party Filament, but they sent me some of their proprietary spools, and well, I don't know if I want to say proprietary, but they sent me some of their spools, and their spools in their program, their software, they have profiles preset, so you literally type in your little 3-digit code amongst the color, and it'll basically adjust all your settings to use that infinite filament. That'd be nice. Let's do that. Yeah, dude, you've got to get a text on your phone and type in the code. I've also been overkilling on cursor supports, since they are So easy to remove. I've been printing at 120 speed and it works great, except some under extrusion on layers. Got a calibrate extruder thing. What machine do you have, Cairo, again? Yeah, I was using has the new 3D ink exited the nozzle? No. How do you load it externally? Is it underneath? No. How do you load it? You gotta be smarter than the printer. That's step one. Thought it was gonna show me how to do it. Insert your ink into the external feed port. Am I blind? Is it that good? I'm gonna pop this open real quick. Whoa, you can see all the electronics inside. It is super compact in here. Like, I don't know how they fit all that in there. Okay, well, closing you up. Okay, let me try and just sticking it through this. There's like a tiny little hole thing that I don't think is where it goes, but maybe. That can't be right at all. Wait, that's totally right. I can feel it grabbing. Oh, we did it. Okay, so it's clearly getting stuck in the Bowden tube. There we go. That was easy. Alright, cool. So we got that. There's no filament holder, so that's a little interesting. Now that makes me want to try it on the inside now. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time, guys. How do you reload it? Cancel. Click here if not correct. Is there 3D? Yes. I just want to get on the bottom since I don't have a spool holder right now. I don't really want to deal with this. Micro spool. Yes. Internal. Remove filament. Okay. I've been using the Hicktop CR10 on Amazon, which Hicktop is just a reseller. I think there is nothing different except that they let you DIY the colors. You can choose from orange or blue to mix it up. Oh, cool. It sounds like the software was coded by a 7-year-old. I think it's backing out. No, it's not. How the fuck? Alright, well, I have no idea how you, Alright, we're just gonna print with it, man. I'll worry about the details later. I just want to see how it prints. Boy, we were retracting, pulling the 3D ink. Oh, okay. Ah, shit. Okay, so it's fine. It was doing the right thing. Okay. Alright, guys, you ready? That's my CR10 issue. Hi, oh my goodness, all the things you have to do to load some filament. Yeah, well, it's like, I've had issues before with loading filament into a Bowden style setup, but normally it's external, so you don't have a hard time accessing it, but because this one runs internally, it was kind of tricky. And you also can load it directly, which worked fine, but because it doesn't have a spool holder naturally, like that comes with it, you have to 3D print one. I don't want to deal with it right now.
So I wanted to just use it internally because I think that with the small form factor, that, you know, if a teacher were to want to use this for a classroom or something like that, that's kind of a nice thing, being able to just hide it. Has the current ink been released? Yes. Looks like your 3D printer doesn't have loaded ink. Okay, we did this already. KOT. What was that? Hey, SpyDZN. Thank you for subscribing, man. Welcome to the channel. Hey, Bobby's here too. What's up, Bobby? Notifications are ashy. I've been streaming for 50 minutes, dude. I'm actually about to get off. I'm just kidding. Today I've actually got some time on my hands. I was going to do some cleaning and stuff, but other than insert internally, other than hanging out with the girlfriend later on, I am not doing unwrap the meter filament from 10 o'clock to the filament tube all the way. All right, man. Let's see if it grabs it. I really just want to print, man. Like, I want to see the speed and quality that's capable of. Ah, come on, Bowden, baby. I'm not sure that that's grabbing and that's bugging me. All right, I'll try it. Wait, no, maybe. Hour and a half. He's almost done. Dan time on his hands. What a joke. I mean, I've got a gajillion things going on, but I'm making time on my hands. I wanted to stream because next week's Murph, so I'm not going to be in town. I like streaming. It's fun. Oh, okay. It's not grabbing. Alright, I'm cracking open this shit. See if I can see what the hell's going on. Okay, so I do see the plastic. And I see where it's getting stuck. It is going all the way through. It's just right where the gear is, that final step, is not gripping. Has it exited the nozzle? No. It is not, because you're not grabbing it. Not gonna lie, that's definitely annoying. And I bent the plastic too. It's irritating. Well, like, the thing that kind of irritates me with this right now is that, for me, I don't care all that much because I have 3D printers and I've messed with them for a lot of years, so I feel comfortable troubleshooting, but for the person that this is intended for, they shouldn't have to crack open the hot end like this. And yeah, the plastic is not going in. I bet you I can make it go in if I use a ice pick, which you shouldn't have to do. I think if I had to wait so long for loading filament, I'd have thrown away the printer from the second floor. All these notifications, make sure to get things out of the way. Don't forget the nozzle's hot. Mind the stairs. Oh, yeah, I agree, man. This is ridiculous. Especially since it's targeted towards, I feel like, more so beginners. How is that not gripping? I think I finally got it. Yep. We did it! We only needed an ice pick! They gotta start including an ice pick. Because that's what you need, it looks like, to load filament, man. They gotta fix that. That's not okay. Again, I'm sure I'll be doing external printing, but I'm just saying, like, don't have internal printing if your internal printing doesn't work right. You know what I mean? Ow, fuck. I'm gonna burn myself. God! Oh.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, man. What's up, Monty Gamer? Monty Gamer? Monty Gamer? That's not how you spell gamer. Thank you for watching me burn myself. M3D with ice pick. Exactly, dude. Get them while they're hot. Limited ice picks. Limited quantity. Yes, we got it. What are they doing? If you can pull back so it won't drip. Don't pull back. If you pull back, you won't be able to get it back out. Alright, man. So, I honestly want to just print a spool holder for external now. Freaking see if I can get this damn cap on. Oh, come on, printer. Gotta go back to my handy ice pick. Press down. Press down some more. Yeah, that was a little interesting. Alright, one ice pick later. I'm not even sure if that's on correctly. Oh, fuck it. Alright, wrap extra filament back on the spool, reinsert the print bed. Alright, we got our handy dandy print bed, which I want to say goes like, I have no idea. Maybe like this. Nope. Yeah, also, like, I don't like that. So you have to remove the bed, obviously, to put this down below. I think I did that wrong. Might need an ice pick. Well, great. I smashed the glass on my desk. Rip. You wait. You broke your printer's glass bed? I did that once. Why the fuck is this bed being so? It came off so easy now. Make sure the bed is secure and pull it forward to lock it. I think I had it on backwards. I think that's why. Yeah. That was Daniel. That was, I'll take fault for that. That was not the printer's fault. Okay, done. Submake is being pulled back. Clean nozzle head. The nozzle may contain unwanted filament. Continuing in 20 seconds. Alright. Easy peasy. I flashed a lot of print with a chunk of glass embedded in the bottom of it. Yeah, I was, okay, so this is 240 degrees is what it prints at. So it's definitely like an ABS style. Remove filament, click here if not correct. Okay. What are we gonna print, guys? Let's print like, you know what? I know what I want to print. I want to print a little case for a Pi Zero, if we can find one on Thingiverse. Screen. Oh, I thought you guys were watching what I was doing. That's annoying. I wish that's why I need to have like a third screen so I can see the live view of what you guys are seeing. All right. Pi Zero. It's an easy little case. Does it even require screws? Parts required no support material. Version edit for mounting screws include those for stand offs, cut off USB for this is a simple enclosure. Just cutouts for TPI, so snap fits the enclosure with no need for. Okay, let's try that. I like this. Extract to desktop. Bam. Okay. So we're gonna print out this little case for our Pi Zero. Alright, open model. Enter desktop. I think it's under Pi Zero case. Pi Zero case. Alright, let's just Resize, rotate, display list of objects, duplicate, delete, I'm assuming. Save successful print. Center model. Where's my options? Oh. Print quality very fast. What do we want? High quality? We should do high quality. Fill density, we'll do... I mean, I don't know what those mean. They should, let's do high, I suppose. To use support material, no. Use weight bonding, use raft, enable skirt, verify bed level, automatic untethered printing. I think what you can do is save the file to the printer. I think it has like enough space to store one file, so that way you can print, I don't know, print a file or print. Let's just print. 1 hour and 36 minutes. Well, shit. Print job started. Hey, what's up, Derek? Yeah, I just got it in today, dude. But it's so cute. Pi 3Bs are the... Oh, I didn't see that. I was like, what are you saying? It's my friend. I fell out. I still have a print on too patient. My friend. Yeah, I do the same thing, dude. As soon as the print's done, I'm like, I'm trying to rip it off. I'm like, cool down, cool down, cool down. I wish they had like a insta-cool system that you can do. That'd be really cool. Even though that could, I wonder if that would stress the printout and cause issues if it goes from hot to like instant cold. Yeah, the Pi 3s B Plus look cool. I'm really curious to see how much better they can run like N64 emulation and stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out how I want to set you guys up so you guys can watch this while it prints. The new job started. Please do not unplug your printer. If you unplug your opening, you will have to recalibrate. Okay. Saving to printer. I could have printed both parts, but if it turns out bad, I don't want to print both parts because it's a waste of time. I'd rather just print one and see. Yeah, this printer is tiny, dude. Did you see the... I mean, like, what's something I can scale it next to you that you'd recognize? Like, well, I showed it earlier, but like just my hand for scale, like, look at my thumb to my pinky, dude. It's the whole printer. It's literally... Granted, my hands aren't small, but even if I have large hands, like, it still goes to show you, like, it's teeny tiny. Why does it have to save to printer? Why can't we print? Was that because I did that? Maybe it's because I did that. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely plan on flashing this machine's firmware. Because I feel like they should make it where you can use any slicer if that's not the case. If it allows you to use third-party filament, then it should just be open completely, and they can still have their slicer and software if they're trying to make it, you know, beginner friendly or whatever. But for someone like me that just wants a tiny little machine, then I wonder how. Okay, so I guess the heated bed replaces the bed that's in there completely. I was thinking it goes on top of it, but it looks like it just is the same size, so I take out the bed that it comes with and attach this heated bed. It's definitely pretty slow. It's slicing or saving or whatever it's doing. Put a stand pointing towards your print. Make sure it's in your time. Throw out some ice. Now you got turbo. Dude, I'm trying to turbo cool my 3D printer. Matt Mods. I'm gonna finish up sorting out my desk. See ya. All right, man. Sounds good, dude. Good luck with your desk. Thanks. I got the volume control today, so I'm hoping to finish it off and get a video out by Tuesday. Nice, dude. I've got the oh, very cool. I am subscribed. I forgot I subscribed last week or the week before. I've got the parts coming for my second arcade that I'm going to be building in a few weeks. Binggood sending me the same screen and green arcade buttons. I've got the Pi 3, so I just need to order a power cable, probably a micro SD card, a tiny HDMI cable, a little USB extender, like a 1-footer. There's probably a couple other things too. That printer is a lot of money for what it is, do you think? I do. In its current stage, I think it's going for $350, but I was told by them, I think it's supposed to do that, no? Right? Isn't it supposed to pulse? I feel like that's part of it. Yeah, they're lowering the price on it. I think they told me by like $100, so that'll take a cost, like a pretty big cut out of it. And again, I'm not saying that there's not better printers out there for that like $200 to $250 price range, like by any means. I don't think that their target is to compete with any of those other printers, like the Monoprice Mini V2 or the Ender 2 or any of those style printers. They're like, I feel like they're trying to just have a all-in-one simple user interface for, again, like I could see this kind of stuff, like this printer being really attractive to like a classroom with children or something like that. I mean, it's got the bright cute colors and stuff like that. And again, minus the fact that the filament was insanely difficult to use and children are not going to have ice picks. Again, it's supposed to be just ready to rock and roll. So I don't see like an engineer having this on their desk per se. But again, let's see how the quality looks, man. I don't know. I believe they're made in the USA. Don't quote me on that, but I know that that's attractive to some people. Yeah, it's definitely, again, even at its current price stage of, I believe, $300 or $350. Yeah, it's high. I think that $250 is more of a realistic price range for it. Classroom. I think it's just a cool effect. Oh yeah, I agree. Well, you know I'm a sucker for LEDs, man. I really like the glowing logo. Man, it's taken a long time to save such a small print. I don't understand why. Sorry, the printer is already printing. No, it's not. It's trying to save something. So it's going to print at 0.2 layer height. Heater temperature off. You can get a lot done. Safety scissors. I forgot all about safety scissors. I forgot even what they look like. Safety scissors. Oh man. So they've got like plastic to them. It's wild. I forgot all about safety scissors, man. I vote for safety scissors. 63%, 63%. Let me see, flashing custom firmware to M3D micro. How to successfully flash? No. So this is the firmware I've seen. called IME. IME is firmware for the micro 3D printer that attempts to fix the printer's biggest problem, limited software compatibility. That's what allows you to use a micro 3D printer with any 3D printing software that supports protocol. Features, installation. The easiest way to install is with the M3D manager. I wonder if it works with this machine though. I would assume it does. So then you can use the machine with Cura, Octoprint, like the dream. Let me see. IME firmware on micro plus. I don't know. I'm sure I'm still gonna try it and hopefully not break it. I think the internals are the exact same with the exception of some of the like physical hardware, but I'm pretty sure the board's identical. Because I could have already been like 10 minutes into the print, you know? I was thinking of talking one of my local schools and talking about 3D printing and building them. I think it would be a great idea. I just need to make it happen now. I was thinking of talking one of my local schools. It'd be rad, dude. A lot of schools are getting more and more into 3D printing. The company I work for, Matter Hackers, we deal a lot with education, and I mean anywhere from high schools, and I feel like it's usually more high schools and colleges than, you know, like grade school and middle school, but maybe middle school too. But yeah, maker spaces and stuff like that in education and educational institutions are definitely on the rise. A lot of really cool things you can learn. This guy's so tiny. I definitely will have some recommendations for the company, which is, again, one, that they got to figure out a way to make it line up a little bit better internally, because I shouldn't have to pop open the top. And then two, although there's a picture on here showing the little hole that you can insert the filament into, if their software is supposed to be really user-friendly and beginner-friendly, and make it where you don't really have to know anything, you can just get up and going, then they definitely need to have a screenshot of that on their software. Because I had no idea where to insert the filament into. I just knew that since it's like a direct drive setup, that it had to be somewhere near the top part of it. But yeah, it wasn't very obvious. Alright guys, we are hoping for a beautiful printed part. I really hope it can print decently, like, I really do. I'm sure the quality will get better once I'm able to use it with like Repetier or Cura, just since I'm more familiar with those slicers. But I'm hoping that with their software at 0.2 layer height and medium infill, that it could do decent. Yeah, it's silly to me though that it saves it to the printer. Unless that was on my part, like maybe I didn't see that when I chose the setting. But yeah, if you're gonna print tethered, I don't understand why it needs to save it locally onto the printer. I thought that was an optional thing. It's moving. It's moving. Super quiet for the most part. The moment we've been waiting for. Will it extrude? Oh, Tech Nerd. Hey, dude. What's going on, man? Thank you for the $1.99 donation. I'm not sure what it's doing right now, but I'm hoping it's gonna print. How you doing, man? I know you had like the first version of this guy, and we're not a fan. I think I saw your video the other day on it. So we're hoping that this one will be a little bit better. So it looks like it's doing some kind of auto leveling stuff. It's like slowly shimmying down. Okay, it stopped. Now it's raising up again. I wonder if it works where it can sense that it's crashing into something because of the fact that the torque that the motors are required once it gets to that certain point kind of increases, so it's able to sense that. I'm not really sure, but it says checking height, so let it do its thing. That doesn't sound that good. I'm doing good. You? I don't have this printer. It printed kind of horrible and it was really slow. Yeah, I think you had the original one there, right? Because this one supposedly is the M3D Micro Plus. I think the original one was only able to print at like 20 millimeters a second. Well, this one supposedly can print at 60 millimeters a second. So we'll see. Because 20 millimeters a second is insanely slow. But if we can print at like 50 millimeters a second or so and get like decent, it's gonna smash its head into the build platform. Yeah, that's what it's doing. It looks like it's trying to get a gauge for the height, since it doesn't have an end stop. It's interesting. Have you ever used matter control? Mod shop I just did the other day to make a stencil. No, I have not used matter control. Obviously, now that I work for Matter Hackers, I see it all the time, and I've talked about it, and there's a lot of really cool things. They're working on like a huge version update. I don't know what ECA, but yeah, I would like to give it a test drive. I've primarily only used Repetier, but now that I've used Cure a little bit, I kind of want to try out all the other slicers to see which one I truly like the best. Okay, so now it's crashing into the side. Now it says it's printing. Oh, thanks, man. I forgot I even had the shirt on. I got the shirt from work. Yeah, I was rocking it today. Well, today's a good day. I'm live streaming, and we're dealing with 3D printers, so I gotta rock this shirt. I got quite a few other like 3D printing shirts, but they're all larges, so this is the one that like actually fits me, and I like this one because, like you said, Joel is awesome. So I'm pretty stoked. I met him in person about a little over a month ago, I think now, and then I'll be seeing him on Thursday or Friday out of Murph. So, what are you doing, printer? Haven't used it in a while, but it's the default slicer for the Robo 3D. Oh, is it really matter control? I had no idea. I know that we carry, it's printing. I know that we carry Robos. We have a couple in our like showroom at work. I'm not wearing green, and I did not get pinched today. No. My girlfriend stayed the night last night, and then when she woke up, she started work at 10, so she was out the door at 9. I don't think either of us even knew or remembered that it was St. Paddy's Day. And then, yeah, I haven't seen anybody today, so nope. Trying to see. I don't have any green on anywhere, do I? Nope, no green. I haven't gotten pinched on St. Paddy's Day since like junior high, man. It's been a long time. Yeah, I got this shirt from work. Yeah, I work at Matter Hackers, which is a big 3D printing reseller and manufacturer. So we have a lot of awesome 3D printing shirts and stuff like that we get from trade shows. I don't think I'm going to Banff. I have not been asked about that, and I don't know if we're actually going to Banff like officially. I would like to go because I've heard that's another really big one. It's not really near my area. It's Northern California, so it's pretty far out. But I mean, it's closer to me obviously than a lot of people. Hey, what's going on, Voodoo? Happy Saturday, man. Happy St. Patty's Day. Nice to see you around, man. I remember using my ANA A8 for the first time, and the end stop was a little low. I didn't know how to level properly. Extruder plunged straight into the bed. It's happened to me quite a few times. I think it even happened on the TiVo, which was just recently. Hey, Teletubbies 1.0. Thank you very much for the donation, man, and for hanging out on the stream. Thank you. Hats off to you, sir. Hopefully you're subscribed. If you're not, subscribe, man. We're pretty friendly here. And if you're into 3D printing, we do a lot of 3D printing talks, some video game talk, other random talks, electronics and stuff like that. But thank you very much, man. Yeah, it happened on my TiVo tarantula actually recently, and it destroyed, or not destroyed, but it definitely screwed up the build tack a bit. Is it printing on a raft or something like that? I'm not really sure what it's doing. I mean, it's printing, but it looks like their lines are super thick. And they don't look like they're full. They're definitely not fully connected, so I'm not sure it's creating like a brim, which I don't think I asked it to. But I'm just gonna let it do its thing before, we'll let it do its thing the way that it comes stock, and then I'll modify it. Which will probably be just adding a filament holder on top of it, which I don't really want to do because it's going to make it so much bigger. It's going to double the size, but I don't really know what else I could do. And then probably flash that firmware and then see if there's any other upgrades that I feel like I need to do. I'm just curious to see like how much of a difference it would make using a another slicer. Okay, it looks like now it might be starting the actual print. So definitely put down some kind of a brim type thing to give it some better adhesion, it looks like. It's crazy how small this thing is. Oh, yeah, I have enough miles in American Airlines to get a free flight to San Mateo. Nice! When is it? It's in April, May, I think? No, it always creates a raft on its first print. Huh. Oh, shit. Thank you very much, man. That's really, really nice of you, dude. That's a long time. That means you've been studying me forever, because I haven't done Xbox mods in quite a few years. At least 4 years now or so. So thank you. That means a lot, man. I'm very proud of the way the channel's been going and the direction it's headed in, and really enjoying what I'm doing now, which I think hopefully shows in my videos. And I only plan on making it get better and better once I've got a legit recording area, which is the dream. I don't care if I'm, 28 when it happens. Hopefully I'm not 28. I don't want to wait another 2+ years, but I really want a dedicated recording area that's kind of permanently set up in my place. So, by the way, it's a pain to get off. Awesome, thank you. That'll be fun. Was good then too. Just different type of content now. Thanks, man. Yeah, definitely different. I think that the videos when I first started making videos were garbage. Plus, I've changed a lot as a human being since then. I don't really care for the way I presented myself and stuff like that back then. I was still trying to be Mr. Too Cool for School. So I definitely think that as an individual I've grown a lot since those times. But yeah, towards the end and stuff like that, I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot of excitement installing new mod chips and all the news and just upgrading the repairs and upgrades and stuff like that. But I will say that as far as community goes, the 3D printing community is a much nicer community. It feels a lot more like a family than the modding community. I'm not saying that the whole modding community was like that, but the public face of it a lot was. Thanks, Bobby. The public face of it was definitely very hostile and toxic, and I don't get that vibe at all from the 3D printing community. Is very much so, let's all help each other to grow and to expand ourselves. So, he said, I've been here since I did the rant on the DaVinci 1.0. Damn, that was a while ago too, man. That was probably back in 2015, I want to say, or so. Do you consider yourself a nerd? Because I consider myself a nerd. I am definitely a nerd.
Yes.
Yes, 110%, man. Yeah. I've got a Pikachu poster on my wall, and I'm 25 years old, man. That's kind of, I think, nerdy. And my room is full of just 3D printers, and all I talk about is 3D printers. Yeah, I'm a nerd, man, for sure. I've embraced it now. Before, when I was younger, I was, you know, trying to kind of put a front on it that wasn't me. But no, man, being a nerd's badass. It's definitely a lot more fun than whatever is not being a nerd. You know, I get hyped over things that people just kind of look at me like I'm crazy for. But yeah, no, I'm a nerd, no doubt. Too good looking for school. Thanks, man. Bobby with the always all flattering compliments. I watched Nico stream last night for a little while, dude. He got hosted for like 34 viewers, but he streams now. It looks like 100% Greek, so I didn't know what the hell he was saying. But I don't really know what they're saying when you're watching PUBG. It's just kill and don't be killed. Can't stand PS4 and PC community. For example, the Battlecore Discord for Fortnite, PUBG, etc. to find other people playing the same game is just so toxic. Yeah, the gaming community I feel is really toxic. Very much so in the competitive gaming community. I met a lot of toxic people doing like raid stuff for Destiny 2 as well. But I did meet some cooler people doing that. There were some people that were pretty rad as well. But yeah, I mean, the internet's just full of trolls and stuff like that, dude. So, no matter what, like, I still get my fair share of, you know, people that are just dickheads, and I don't know what their problem is. But there's definitely, like, and I'm talking in, like, the community, and as a whole, it's much better and healthier, you know. And the people are super nice, man. Like, everybody I've met through YouTube and 3D printing community and like at meetups and stuff like that are just all awesome, like just geeky, nerdy people that love 3D printing. A lot of them like video games and stuff like that, so it's really cool. I remember watching those modding videos on my other account. I used to watch those videos when the MW3 was big. I always wanted to mod my Xbox to do modded lobbies in MW3. That was the same thing as me, Voodoo, except that mine was COD 4, I think, and then mostly MW2 was when I got super into wanting to learn how to mod and stuff like that. But yeah, it originally was for Call of Duty 2. I just wanted to do hacked lobbies and stuff like that. Well, the layer doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great, but it's not terrible, considering that it did some kind of weird auto calibration that I don't quite understand. It's definitely not super smooth, but we'll see. That was only the first layer, because the layer prior to that was like that weird raft broom thing. So I'll be honest, when I first watched you, I thought you were a thug, but not anymore. What you mean, man? Still a thug, dude. No, I'm not a thug, man. I think at one point I thought that I was. But I'm too nerdy, and I'm like, I don't know. Too nerdy, and I like making people laugh to be a thug. I met a lot of nice people doing the Wrath of Machines raid in Destiny 1, but couldn't stand people who left after a wipe. Yeah, we had a little bit of both with the raid. Bobby seemed to be around for all the toxic ones. I don't know if Bobby just attracts toxic people or what the deal is, but there was some people that were like really cool, down to earth, funny ass people. Then there was also people that were thinking they were way better than you and would talk down to you, and there was all sorts of people. And the thing is too, personalities get much stronger on the internet, especially when you're doing like games type stuff, because you're just a voice and there's no like repercussion for what you say and what you do for the most part, because they don't even know like who you are, your IP or anything like that. So people get a lot braver and a lot more asshole-ish on the internet. It's like a power trip type thing. You would just turn me on to Project Cartographer. We should all get together and play a few games of that. Crazy fun and nostalgic. What the hell's that? Project Cartographer. Halo 2 Project. Huh. Interesting. I'm probably going to be terrible because I've never been good at Halo, but I'm definitely down to at least give it a try. Well, not everyone. Some people can be mean, but 90% of them are like my best friends. Well, yeah, that's life, though. You know, like, not everybody's gonna be nice. It's just kind of how it is. But I'm just saying, like, as a general consensus, it's, you know, I've gotten the vibe that a lot more people are nicer in the 3D printing community, because I feel like in the 3D printing community, it's a lot more like give and take, while in the modding community, it's all take. That's like people's mentality. Oh, wow, damn, thanks for the invitation, Flame Broiler. I have been known to cause the toxicity. Well, first off, Bobby, I didn't know I was going to Flame Broiler. Thank you very much. I had to run to the post office, and I was starving, because now that I get up at normally 4:30, and I have lunch, I had breakfast by like 7. I didn't get up today till like 10, so by 11:30 I was miserable. And I saw it on the way back and kind of wanted something not super unhealthy. So, yeah. Sorry, Bobby. Yeah, maybe I didn't put off such a douchey thug vibe from you, or from you, you know, maybe I didn't, but, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it was more of an internal thing, but I definitely know that I was a punk ass, like, back in the day, you know, just getting into trouble and trying to be Mr. Cool Guy all the time, which was stupid, so dumb, but I'm definitely glad that I'm beyond that, you know, and now I'm just like doing my own thing, man, doing my nerd thing. But, yeah. What do you think about the monoprice Delta printer? That's funny, Junior. If you were in here earlier, I was talking about it. I don't have an opinion on it because I don't own it. I've never touched it. But there's a guy named Chris. I want to say his last name is Riley. Forgive me, Chris, if you're seeing this part. I'm not good with names, so knowing your first name, Chris Riley, 3D printing. Hell yeah, I got your last name right too? Dude. He unboxed it and printed with it on live stream the other day. If you want to take a look at that, it's a long video. I mean, it's 2 hours. But you'll at least, you know, even if you want to skim through it, be able to see kind of the whole user experience and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that. Oh, you have one? I thought you were like interested in getting one. Monoprice in general, sorry, my phone's been blowing up, which is not normal. What should I print? I don't know, tech nerd. A trash can, maybe. Oh, you have two of the Delta monoprices? Except with Bobby, he's still a punk ass. Bobby, stop being so stop bullying yourself. Only I get to bully you, and only on occasions. It's not fun if you're bullying yourself. Hey, what's going on, Rover? Yeah, I seen, because I was watching some of your videos, Tech Nerd. I actually didn't know you made videos, and then I started watching a few of them, and then I saw, like, Rover commenting on quite a few, and then, forgive me, I forgot your name for now, the 3D print creator as well on there. So, that's where I've seen you guys around on those ones. You sent who an email a few days ago? Me or Tech Nerd? Well, I'm gonna touch it. It's not looking too bad, guys. But again, I'm just really wanting this in my own slicer. More options the merrier. Yeah, I have a couple of fans. Okay, right on. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think I got an email. I've been crazy busy with work and stuff like that, but I was like, I usually try pretty good to stay on top of my emails. Hey, my butt, how do you update Repetier on DaVinci? I have no idea, man. Honestly, I mean, if you look at the timestamp and the date of that video, I made that video probably 3+ years ago, and I haven't owned a DaVinci in at least a year. I ended up getting rid of it, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I would say to check in the forums, or maybe find someone that still has a DaVinci. I don't know if Chuck still has a DaVinci. But yeah, it's too hard for me to say. I don't know if things have changed and whatnot, but from what I remember off the top of my head, which again, it's been years, it was like just to, you know, short the jumper, and then it would boot into a mode where you were able to flash it with with Arduino. And that was about it. I don't think I ever updated the firmware on it. Once I initially flashed it, I didn't really see a need to. Is there like features you want or something like that that's not in the version you have? Take a picture of your car, Bobby. Sorry to hear, that sucks. Short jumper to get into bootloader. Okay, and then flash with Arduino IDE. That's what it is. Yeah, your CR10, Bobby, doesn't have a bootloader from what I saw. On the CR10, you have to like hardwire up an Arduino, I believe, is what I saw, and flash it over. Which, if I get one, I'll make a video on how to do that. By the way, I love planes. We'll 3D print a plane, man. Same as his old tutorial, pretty much, just different using the upgraded firmware. Had the most unique fail the other day. One of the motor's power cables got caught onto the bed or something while I was asleep. Woke up with spaghetti for breakfast. Oh, no shit. So it still kept printing, but that axis couldn't move anymore, so it's literally stayed in place probably, and just, that sucks, man. That's really bad luck. Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why like cable management is super important. I've had my fair share of failed prints, but I don't think I've had that one specifically. I really want to add a fan to this thing. I wonder if I can wire up if I look inside this, I don't know if I'll be able to access the main board, but if there's a line, it'd be cool if I could add a fan to the case on the side, so when I'm printing PLA, I can flip a switch and have it blow cool air across the whole thing. But I really don't know how heavily I want to modify this thing, other than flashing the firmware. It's probably about about what I'll do. Anyone have a monoprise? The other side of the screws to connect the gantry to the bed frame. Oof, that I don't know. I had the monoprise 1, and I've done a lot of mods to it, a shitload. Well, yeah, I wouldn't have details on specs like that. Did you lose it? Is that why you're trying to get a replacement? I feel like M3 is kind of the standard, but I guess that's not necessarily true because there's smaller screws usually on them. Let me check out your oops. Oh no. Here's Bobby's car, guys. What kind of filament is that, dude? Is it just a color or is it wood infused? Because based off the way it kind of looks like a wood infused PLA. That sucks, dude, because the body was looking pretty good. What layer height? 0.2 maybe? Was all good though, only 4 hours into the print, which is still a while, but it was just an airsoft part. Oh, okay. At least it was just the ad. I came into work the other morning and my buddy had started a he was doing like a 400 scale spaceship. I don't know which one because I'm not really that knowledgeable about space stuff. And it probably was about 12 or so hours into the print and it had failed, so it was just a complete mess of spaghetti. I've seen quite a few spaghetti messes at work actually. The Delta printer is loud. Use a power supply fan from a dead one. That's not a bad idea. I have quite a few power supplies from China that are either dead or I don't trust them anymore. Want me to send a pic? Wood. Oh, 0.3, gotcha. Make sure with the wood, I mean, it looks like you were fine, except whatever the hell happened on the roof. But yeah, with the wood PLA, I normally have to print a little bit slower than with the standard PLA. Otherwise, I tend to get issues with quality. But that really doesn't look bad, dude. 0.3, yeah, it's all metal, the Delta. I really want that other printer to come. It'd be fun to just unbox the other printer on stream too right now. I'm gonna real quick run to the restroom and check the door. Give me like 2 minutes, guys.
Nope, no 3D printer yet. I feel like it won't be delivered too late because it's a Saturday, and I don't think that we'll have found out on Wire 2 M3D. The other Reddit, I've been noticing an uprising of posts of people in age have caught fire recently. So the viewers and you guys printing, printing a bench sheet. Huh, that's interesting. I haven't seen any of that on the Reddit. I will, yeah, I will look into the wiring of it if the board's accessible, which I'm assuming it is. I might even be able to tap into some of the wires in the extruder head, but again, I'm gonna do some just printing of it without mods first, just to see what it's capable of, so that way I can do a review. The ANA A8 is actually a really solid machine if you don't plan on leaving it the way that it is. For 150 bucks or whatever you can get it for, you're getting a lot. Mine works great and has worked great for a year. I printed my whole arcade on there and tons of other prints. But again, mine's super modified. I've added the MOSFET for the heated bed. I've checked the soldering. I replaced the power supply with a computer ATX power supply, and it has tons of upgrades. But yeah, for people that keep it stock, it's probably not the best. I would definitely do. I can't recommend it for like a beginner that isn't willing to do the safety upgrades to it. So I still think I might convert mine to the AM8, which is like the all metal version of it. We'll see though. Saving my Amazon cash for a CR10 500. Fuck, it's awesome, dude. Those things are so big. The only downfall is that if you plan on heating the bed, the heated bed doesn't cover the whole build plate. It only covers like the middle portion. There's all the outer parameters aren't heated technically. But it's still an awesome machine, and I'm sure there's a way you can make it where you can get that heat on the outer side of it. I don't even have space for that. I'd be willing to. I would like to have a CR10, but I don't have any room for a CR10 500. I'm already tapped on room with what I've got going on right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might need to pick up some IKEA tables and like stack them in the corner and use each one as like a shelf for a printer. I can probably fit like 1, 2, at least 3 printers in that corner, and then a couple right here. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Bobby. Let me see your other model. Aw, dude, he's adorable, man. There's these guys were really popular when the movie first came out, Bobby. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'll show you guys. And there was like people painting him and stuff. Look, this is his baby Groot that he printed. It turned out really nice. This is his CR10 that he just got a couple weeks back. Yeah, that looks awesome, dude. Where'd you get the wood from? Did you do Amazon or did you get it from Matter Hackers? That turned out really nice, man. I still got a pretty good sized spool of wood filament that I bought like a year and a half ago. I just haven't used it. How many printers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 right now. 9 on the way. I don't keep them all though. Like, I'd say in total I've probably had close to 20 printers, but I'll either tear them apart and harvest parts out of them if I don't plan on using them long term, because I usually run like only 1 or 2 for the most part. The rest of them are kind of just sitting. So yeah, either I'll break them down for parts or I'll just sell them off or something like that. Like my neighbor Bobby, who's in he's in here. He bought my Anycubic off of me once I finished building it and upgrading it and stuff like that. That was his first printer, and then he got the CR10. I've been on my top round. That's just awesome. Only issue is it came with a few missing screws, but it was all good. It only cost. My power bill video is not bad at all. Well, granted, I don't pay. I pay rent here, which is low. I don't pay for electricity, but again, it's not that bad. I'm not running them all at the same time, and the biggest thing that causes, like, the biggest expense of the 3D printer is the heated bed.
and I primarily print in PLA on my Fulgurtech 2020 that has like a broken heated bed now since I've had it for a few years, and so it doesn't even have a heated bed. So it's not. I would assume that it's not that much that I'm adding to the electrical by running my 3D printers. I had no room either. I had to buy a table just for it because 300 by 300 is pretty damn big, and also you got the side panel control box because I have the JG Aurora A5, which is 3 by 3 by 3 as well, or 3 by 3 by 3 something, and it's a big ass printer, and it doesn't even have the side control box, and it's still like just a monster of a printer. My monoprice bought second-hand parts, came with no power supply or main board. Oh, that sucks, dude. What did you pay for it? I would recommend, I made a video, I don't really show you, it's not like a tutorial, but it shows it. Let me see if I can find it. My channel. So yeah, about a year ago, I made these two videos. I converted it from the default board because I fried it while doing some like updates or upgrades. So I rewired it and installed Marlin to it using a Ramps Arduino combo, and that worked really well. And then you could just wire up like a standard power supply to it. I would recommend looking into that unless you're gonna buy the monoprice board, but I would imagine that would be more expensive than just going with a Ramps Arduino for like 10 or 15 bucks or whatever they go for nowadays. Just a suggestion, but why is my it's like my stuff's frozen. $50 or 60, can't remember. Okay, so it was really cheap then, at least. That was worth it. Because if you were to want to go with the Ramps Arduino setup and the power supply from China, that means you'd have a full printer for like 80 bucks or 90 bucks, which is really cheap. You used a smoothie board in your Mini? Don't the smoothie boards cost like 100 bucks? I really want one. If you're thinking about getting a Tier 10 or the updated version, you should. You really listen to what everybody says about it. Great printer now. Amazon has a kit with display and board. What, Bobby? Oh, is that UPS? I just got the stepper motor drives. I have the board. Oh, is that why my dogs are barking? I was hoping it was UPS. This print's actually not that bad, and the more layers it's getting up, it seems to be getting better. I just really want it with my own slicer. But yeah, those are pretty smooth layer lines. So I'm gonna start rewiring this printer. Wait, who delivered that to you, Bobby? Was it USPS or was it UPS? Because if it's UPS, they probably have my package coming right now. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm curious. Well, sure as shit wasn't UPS. There's no truck outside. Oh, it was Amazon. Damn it. Every time my dogs have been barking today, I'm like, oh, printer's here. I was right one time when this one showed up this morning. This showed up really early, which is cool.
I'm gonna check tracking really quick here. Because if it's not coming today anymore, then I could stop freaking out every time the dogs bark. Still says by end of day, out for delivery since 9:17 this morning. Amazon short link bit dot. You can get it, I think, cheaper than on Amazon though, man. If you go with eBay. I think that's where I was buying mine, ramps. Arduino combo. Why? Okay, so we've got $20. Comes with the ramps, Mega, Arduino, and the stepper drivers. The big reason why I like Amazon is because of Prime, which is really nice. I agree. I love Amazon. Nine out of 10 things that I order is from Amazon, at least, if not more. So, I'm thinking about killing the live stream in 15 minutes or so, taking a break, chilling for a bit, seeing if I need to get anything done around the house or whatever, eat something because I'm starving, and then streaming a little bit more later on. Once this print is done, maybe I'll start a second print after this print. Well, this print has another half to it, so, or doing another stream later on the Delta when it comes in. Alright, Mod Shop, I'm probably going to take off soon here. If you're around later and you want to hop in, if I stream again later, that'd be cool. Again, I might show off the Delta, or I might just work on this today. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but it's been 2 hours, so I'm usually around the 2 hour mark I start wanting to take a break. So, thanks for hanging out, dude. Thanks for the $5 donation that came like 6 seconds into the stream before my stream even told me that there was people watching. So I mean, the car kind of worked. The supports fell off pretty easy, so you should not stream later and get together and play Halo 2. I'll see what's up, man. I think my girlfriend's coming over again for the night since I'm not going to be in the town. Like, I'm not going to be in town this next week here, pretty much, so let's see what's up. Helping Bobby fix his printer stream. That's not a terrible idea. I don't know if I feel like doing that today, though. I might be able to do that tomorrow. I'm meeting my mom at lunch. We'll see, Bobby. Definitely don't feel like doing much heavy thinking right now. Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime, which is a huge plus in my opinion. Oh, yeah. I use that, too. It's so nice being able to sub to people and not get ads on the videos. I freaking love it. Yeah, it's wicked cool. Yeah, Amazon's awesome, dude.
I use Amazon Music on my drive into work too, which I also like a lot. So yeah, it's great. Let me see what percent we're at with this bad boy. 43%. Oh. How are we 43%? Oh man, this probably did need supports. We'll see. We'll see how well this thing can bridge. There's no way it's 43% done. I'm not buying that. Is there such thing as a USB powered motor? You talking like a stepper motor or any kind of motor? Don't most USBs take 5 volts? Like, isn't that the standard of what passes through USB is 5 volts? Could be wrong, but I thought that's a thing. USB fans, got you. Why? What makes the M3D worth $800 in your opinion compared to all other options? M3D is $800? You've got to be talking about something else. Because this guy is right now, I think $350, but it's going down to $250. I was told in the next like 30 days or so. It's definitely not worth $800 unless again you're talking about. Because I know they have a really expensive one coming out. M3D 3D printer. Oh, you're talking about the M3D Pro 3D printer, which I know nothing about, man. Yeah, I don't know anything about that printer, so I'm not going to voice my opinion. $800 is a lot of money to spend on a 3D printer. Like, that's no longer, I don't consider that necessarily budget anymore. That's more like mid-level 3D printer. And I don't know that I would recommend the M3D as the intermediate 3D printer with better options on the market. Like, if I had $800, I would probably be getting either a original Prusa Mark III kit, a Pulse 3D printer, $800, some kind of beefed up CR10, $800 is kind of like an awkward point because I feel like, yeah, I'd probably get like a Prusa or a Pulse or a beefed up CR10. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know about the M3D Pro. It looks just like this but a bigger version. But I would hope that for that price tag it had a lot more features. Yeah, I saw a plane turbine, but it needs a motor and I don't want to solder. Yeah, I forgot, sorry, the Mode Pro. That printer is crap, I also own that and it was awful. Soldering's easy to do, but I've been doing it for over 50 years. Yeah, soldering's not that hard, man. I don't know that I'm like great at soldering, but I've done a lot of it. Because back in the video game modding days, I just solder mod chips and stuff like that, and some of them were very small. Some of the like dual NAND install stuff I was doing was pretty gnarly stuff with a lot of really tiny components that you could damage. But like most average soldering is not difficult at all. Like the other day, I hadn't soldered in forever, and I installed like a the I/O or GPIO pins to like a Pi 0, which was, again, it's like 20 or 30 soldering points, but it's so large compared to what I did that it was really easy. And as long as you take your time, have a steady hand, and use flux and stuff, it's really not bad at all. Just don't want to burn my finger off. If the gun model has a trigger. For $800, I can hire someone to whittle plastic for me. I've used quite a few soldering irons, but the one I've used for the last like 5 years is it's called like the iSolder Joy or something like that. It's from Joby Systems. I don't know if they're still even in business, but it's the best soldering iron I've ever used. It was expensive. I think it retailed at like 150 to 200 bucks, but it heats up in 3 or 4 seconds. You don't have to set the temperature. I don't even remember what temperature to set it at to for like lead and lead-free soldering. It does it for you, like through smart sensors, which is bizarre. It automatically shuts itself off if it hasn't had any movement in a certain amount of time. If you forget to leave it on, it'll cool itself off. It's just a really good soldering iron, and I've hundreds and hundreds of hours of use, and it still performs very well. Honestly, forgot about the Preso Mark III. I've heard great things about them. Yeah, I've only heard really good things about them too. I heard some issues initially with launch. Like one was like the lead time, and two was some bugs. But I think it was all on the software side, and I think that that's all been fixed by now. So electronic. Oh, cool. Yeah, so you got a lot of experience with it. All right, gentlemen, and if there's any lady secretly hiding in the chat, I think I'm gonna kill the stream for now. It's been 2 hours, which is, for me, like kind of the sweet spot. There's a chance I'll be streaming later on today or tomorrow, but if not, then I will see you guys later on. And I don't know what I would do if I stream later tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if I would just continue printing with this and then like talk about flashing it and stuff like that, or whether I would do the Delta printer that I have coming in. I feel like I might stream later to do an unboxing and quick print of the Delta 3D printer, but we'll see. And maybe Bobby. It just depends what time girlfriend's coming over and how I feel. I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. Thanks a lot, Rover. Thanks for hanging out, man. Hopefully I'll see you around. Because again, I've seen you, like, I know I've seen of you like commenting on videos and stuff like that, but it's cool to see you in my live stream. So, all right, guys. I will see you guys later on. Have a fantastic evening. If I don't see you guys later on, have a great night. Peace, everybody.